Hi everyone. So today I'm going to show you how I do my tip. So I have my ring finger here is all set to go. It's all prepped. My tip is on and I have it shaped and things like that. I've also just quickly gone over just the tip itself with a fine buffer just to take the shine off. So the first thing that I do, I am going to be using a clear, and that's Revels Vivian. And I'm just going to take, and I apologize because it's my dominant hand that I'm doing, so this is going to be interesting. So what I do is I take my Pro Base and I just go over the seam. Now I haven't blended the tip into my nail because it's really not necessary because you're going to be covering that area with powder anyway. So just quickly in, tap, tap. I like to let it sit for a second. Brush her off. Now for this one, what I'll do is I'll come in and I'll do almost to the cuticle, but I do a straight line and just on the top. So what's that's gonna do is that's gonna be the base for my apex. So dip, tap, wait a second. So now what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna turn it sideways and I'm gonna try to see, I don't know if you guys can see that there, if there's any like in this little area right here, you can kind of see the little divot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a little quick kind of fill in there. Just on the top. And I am gonna take it all the way to the side because I don't want like a big bump there. I just want to kind of fill that area in so when I file it, it won't be so hard to file. So that's better there. If you can see, it's a little better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go over the entire nail. I know this seems like a lot of steps, but I do a lot of filing afterwards just to get my shape. So for me anyway, it's always better to build the nail up further than I really need to have it than it is to, you know, start filing and find out that I have to add more product. Because for me anyway, I find that the filing isn't so bad, but I'm kind of used to it. So this is my clear all over the nail. Okay, so I didn't let it sit enough, and then you see that it kind of piled a little bit there. So, oh, sorry. So the little fluffy spots, but that's okay, because then I'm going to come in with my activator, because it's time. I like to do activator after every 3 dips, depending on what it is, and I use a lot of activator. Activator is what binds the powder to your liquids. And if you have any little kind of rough spots, you can actually smooth them out with your activator a little bit. I might do a video on that another time. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for this to dry. And again, so you can hear, goes from that dull thud. Ooh. Yeah, I suck at this camera thing. There we go. It's pretty good. All right, so I have, this is just a Zebra 180 file. You really don't need much more than that. You already have your shape because you did that when you put the tip on. And now what we're gonna do is, you can see here, there's kind of a little raised area, and we're just gonna simply file this stuff down. So we're gonna file it so that everything is even. Bringing your sides down, because this is just you're building a base to put your dip colors on. Sorry, it's very awkward filing my wrong hand. I'm trying to keep it in frame here. And again, if you need to take a lot off because you want it thinner, that's more than fine, because remember, you are going to be putting a couple of layers of your color over, and then if you use clear on top, I do with everything, then that's another layer there. So it doesn't have to be really thick. You're just doing this for the shape so you get a nice shape. Oh, look at, okay. So if you guys can see, I'm going to try to get it up really hard. So see right in here. So that was that bump area. So what happened there was the activator, I didn't wait for it, or I didn't put enough there to penetrate all the way through the layers that I had. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with my activator again. Anytime I see this is what I do. So I'm going to activate, and in that area, I'm just going to run my brush over it and over it. And what that'll do is it kind of blends that little, that little area in a little better. So again, I'm going to wait for this to dry. And then I'm just going to go back in and I'm just going to buff it some more. So you kind of get the idea. So it's not, and it is very, like right now I could go and all the rest of my nails are like this. There's only a couple of layers of dip, and by the time that I, file everything off, make everything smooth and I'm happy with it, then it's just like I just have my regular nail plate there. It's just stronger. So yeah, so I'm going to keep working on this. You get the gist of it. And then when I'm ready to dip, I will do another video. Thank you. I hope you like it.